The woke left here in Britain have a few professional paid activists in their midst. Now, the two most prominent ones are Steve Bray, the Stop Brexit Europhile maniac currently walking the streets of London, in particular Parliament Square, harassing and abusing right-wing pro-Brexit MPs, and a general nuisance. This guy is being funded, but by whom we don't know. After all, the guy is a pensioner, so how the hell can he afford to stay in London, reportedly in a 3-storey townhouse, and have his car parking charges in Parliament Square paid for in full? And this has been happening since 2016, so that's a long time, and that's a lot of money. And the other one is Femi Oliwole. Now, Femi is the son of migrants, and he is always, literally every day, on some talk show, a radio show, television show, social media, and all he bangs on about is anti-Brexit this, anti-British that. He pushes anti-Tory rhetoric and sometimes comes out with the occasional anti-Caucasian stuff as well, which is standard really for these people. And it is a fact that during the height of the Black Lives Matter riots, the looting, the violence, the assaults, this guy said absolutely nothing, didn't condemn them one bit. And yet, if British people stand up for something and decide to go somewhere to stand up for our history, culture, language, people, then we're all far-right racists. This guy is also being funded by someone, yet we're not sure who. He appeared on an interview with Katie Hopkins, and when she asked him numerous times, Femi, who's funding you? He was pulled away by a handler. He refused to answer, or he wasn't allowed to answer. Now, he could have given a straight no or a straight yes, but he didn't. So somebody somewhere is paying Femi to do what he does. Now, Femi was on the Jeremy Vine show a few mornings ago, and he produced the argument that the statues of Winston Churchill should all be put into museums. Now, sure, Churchill was a human being. He did have his dark side, but he is undoubtedly, along with Margaret Thatcher, one of the finest prime ministers, the finest Britons this country has ever produced. He is a national hero. And here's this guy, the son of migrants, having the privilege of going onto television, mainstream media television, to spout the opinion that these statues, all of them, of the greatest Briton, probably of all time, Winston Churchill, should be locked away, hidden from sight. Now, I think it goes without saying, if it wasn't for Winston Churchill's efforts during World War II, Great Britain would have been a Nazi state, and it might still be a Nazi state today. And people like Femi, simply because of his heritage and how he looks, he wouldn't even be allowed to be in the country, let alone being on telly, slagging off our people and our way of doing things, what we've done, our achievements. If it wasn't for Winston Churchill, Britain wouldn't have won World War II. And for this paid goon to suggest hiding away a statue in museums is a disgrace. If anything, I think the statue of Nelson Mandela, that should be put away under lock and key, either museum or trashed, because the guy was literally a terrorist and that's why he was locked up. But that's an inconvenient truth, isn't it, to many people on the left. It'll be like me going to the United States and preaching to everyone that the statues of George Washington should all be put in museums because I find it offensive. I mean, I wouldn't have the brass bollocks to do that. It's not my place to do so. I'm not native to the United States. I'm not a citizen. And it's something I have absolutely no business talking about, the same as Femi. It is thanks to people like Femi that our statues are being pulled down and street names are being renamed. He is a modern version of the Nazi book burners back in 1930s Germany. He doesn't want to erase history, he wants to change it, and in my opinion that's worse. The guy is an absolute clown in my opinion, so there we go. That's my video, I hope you like. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next time, have a great evening and Roger Trout.